Okay, thank you for coming. On March 13th, 2022, Abdullah Shah was shot in the driveway of his home. He was transported to hospital and underwent emergency surgery, but died early on March 14th. An autopsy will be conducted on Friday, March 18th. We are aware that this investigation is of significant interest to the media and the community and is a topic of public discussion. On behalf of the investigative team, I would like to extend our sincere condolences to the family of the deceased. As homicide investigators, our role is to investigate all suspicious deaths, regardless of circumstance, fully and to conclusion, which is the reason we are here today. As is apparent, Mr. Shah's death is expected to be confirmed a homicide. We are investigating it as such. To date, our investigation has determined Mr. Shah was returning home alone and was in his vehicle on his driveway when he was ambushed by a suspect or suspects and shot repeatedly. You've been provided with surveillance video, which captures the suspect vehicle prior to the shooting, which is believed to be a medium-sized SUV. This investigation has determined the vehicle is of medium to dark gray color. We have the video on the screen here. I'll let it run through. I'll point out that the vehicle that passes by in the background, which was described as a light-colored Toyota 4Runner in previous media releases, has been identified, and we do not believe it to be related to this investigation at this point. We're in the process of confirming the make and model of the suspect vehicle. After the shooting, the vehicle left the scene at a high rate of speed. It turned south on Riverbend Road toward Terwilliger Drive, where it may have continued east on 23rd Avenue, north on Terwilliger Drive, or south on Terwilliger Drive. We're interested in obtaining any dash camera video from any vehicles traveling on these roads between 9:55 p.m. to approximately 10:05 p.m. on March 13th. And urge community members to check for any footage which may have been taken during this time frame. This was a brazen and targeted shooting in a residential area which placed the community at significant risk. We believe the occupant or occupants of the vehicle were observing Shah's residence prior to the shooting from a position on Haddow Crescent off Riverbend Road, as is depicted on a map that will be provided to you. While we have canvassed residents around this location, we are seeking dash camera or any other video evidence from vehicles or persons who may have traveled in or near the described area between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. on March the 13th. We continue to investigate Mr. Shah's death and encourage anyone with information pertaining to this investigation to contact police or Crime Stoppers. Thank you. I'll take any questions you might have. I can confirm that family members were home at the time of the shooting, yes.
Just to confirm, that is the driveway of Mr. Shah?
I'm not going to discuss the exact location of that video, other than to say that that footage was from immediately before the shooting. We're confident that that is the suspect vehicle.
Can you kind of describe what happens after that video gets cut off?
No, I'm not going to discuss the particular contents of the video for investigative reasons.
But there is more to that video. It's not
This is a clip of some of the video that we've obtained. We're releasing this video specifically to try to generate leads or identify persons that may be associated to that vehicle. Other than to say there were multiple shots fired, I don't have any comment on the specific number and or the type of weapon or weapons that were used or the caliber of ammunition.
Mr. Shah was, I believe, the victim of a shooting last summer. I don't know if you were directly involved with that investigation, but...
I was not. I was on vacation at the time of that investigation.
Do you know if suspects were ever identified in that?
I'm not prepared to speak to the facts and matters of any other investigation today. Other than to say that we're extraordinarily pleased with the cooperation of the surrounding community in providing CCTV video, I'm not prepared to discuss how many tips or the nature of the tips that we've received at this point.
So at no point in the video you were able to see one or more suspects? You don't know?
I'm not prepared to describe any additional content of this video.
And just to confirm, the light Toyota 4Runner isn't of interest anymore?
It is not in play in the investigation. We've spoken to the driver and we're satisfied that he has a very good reason for being in the area at the time.
Just a little bit outside the investigation here, do you have like any sense of how big of an impact Mr. Shah was in, you know, the criminal activity in Edmonton?
At this point in our investigation, we're treating this investigation as we would any other homicide. Obviously, the community, the media are well aware of Mr. Shah's profile. We're aware of Mr. Shah's profile, but at present, our investigation is focused on collecting any perishable evidence and the immediate tasks that surround any homicide investigation. In due course, if required, we'll look at the bigger picture, but for the time being, we have more than enough work to do to keep us busy.
So there's no like immediate hole, and that there's no immediate hole left by Mr. Shah that the police are aware of that's trying to be filled right now?
Not part of my investigation.
You said the family members were home.
Yes.
Any of them hit, grazed, any injuries? Because there was a hole in the
No.
window. Any other injuries, and if not, how lucky was that?
No one else was injured. You've obviously seen the holes in the window. So there was a high potential for injury. Fortunately, there was not. We're obviously concerned. You're well aware that this is the second serious shooting in about 48 hours, I think, in Edmonton. You know, one targeted a commercial area. This targeted a residential area that is not accustomed to events of this nature, but it's pretty clear to us that firearms are becoming an increasing concern in Edmonton. It's only a matter of time until innocents are hurt or severely hurt or killed, as may be the case this weekend. So that is obviously a matter of concern to us as homicide investigators and to the Edmonton Police Service generally.
I have to ask, you said 2 big shootings in 48 hours. Any chance that any of these two are related, or are they 2 separate incidents right now?
No, we're pretty confident they're not related at all.
I think, sorry, go ahead.
Is there any further concern for his family members that were in the house or steps being taken to protect them?
I'm not prepared to speak to any of those details.
I think you already said, I just want to confirm, he was alone, you said, in the vehicle?
Yes,
And
I
was
did.
he shot while he was in the vehicle or outside?
The specifics of the dynamic of the shooting are still under investigation, and I don't want to speak to that at this point because we don't have all the answers. That takes some time to really confirm that. It's based on the work our forensic people are doing right now. But we're not limiting this to a single suspect at this point. It could be suspect or suspects, and we're open to all possibilities as we move forward.
Did neighbor call 911?
Pardon me?
Who called 911?
I'm not going to discuss who called 911. Suffice it to say there was a prompt police response. There was no mystery that this was occurring in the neighborhood. Any other questions?
No, where do you go from here? Like, where's the next?
Well, like I explained, we have ample work directly in front of us. We continue to do the forensic examination. We're done at the scene. You obviously saw that we towed a vehicle away. We'll continue to work on that. And we're following up all possible leads. The primary concern right now, and the reason that we're here, is to draw this video to your attention, to clarify that the second vehicle you saw, the white 4Runner, which obviously was of interest to us from the perspective that they may be a witness and potentially able to identify that vehicle based on dash cam video. We wanted to clarify that that was not involved. but we want to focus in on the video of the medium-sized SUV that you're being provided with, and canvas for additional dash camera video, cell phone video. Any video from that area at that time is potentially relevant. Like I said, we're going to be providing you with a map that identifies the almost exact location that we believe this vehicle was lying in wait. Hopefully that might trigger the memory of people out for a walk. The vehicle could have been there for some time waiting. We're not entirely sure at this point, but so I've given the time frame of 6 to 10. We know that the vehicle was gone by 10, but it could have been there even earlier in the day. So, you know, if people are checking their phones, check as far back as you want. Anything is potentially relevant. It could have been waiting in the days before for the right opportunity. So, you know, we gave a time frame to try to focus the search, but by all means, I'm happy to crowdsource this at this point, and we rely on the community to bring evidence to us.
How much does that help you in the investigation, having this piece of video?
Well, obviously significantly. Any video is better than no video. So we're fortunate to have it. I'd add one thing. We've talked to many people with cameras. They're commonplace nowadays. Many are motion activated. Consider your settings and expanding beyond the 30-second time frame. The best case scenario for us from a criminal investigation is to have continuous recording, but you know, many of the commonly available systems are motion activated and limited storage. If you've got more than 30 seconds, consider increasing it to 90 even. So just an aside.
Just to double check, are you fairly certain you'll be able to identify the make and model of that vehicle without anyone coming forward, or is that something?
We've got a pretty good idea. Not that I'm prepared to discuss today, but
So the goal is to find the license plate number of your video.
wow, that would be fantastic.
Just confirm.
Yeah, definitely. Well, anything, even a better photograph or picture of that vehicle would be fantastic.
I know you said you didn't want to discuss calibers or anything, but has your forensic analysis indicated that there's more than one gun involved here?
I'm not going to speak to that at all. I think it's pretty clear from the scene, the photos I've seen in the media, that there were multiple shots fired, so there's always the potential for multiple guns in that scenario. But a standard thing that we make inquiries about is red light cameras or speed on green. So we've considered that. I'm not aware of any information or at the exact locations. We have people looking at that at this point. Yeah.